Hey, what's up? It's your boy KB. Maybe you needed to hear this today. So today, I am at Cross Creek Park, Washington, Pennsylvania. Let's see if I can show you a little bit of. So I'm doing this, which is something a little different. Oh, it's been like a month. I got laid off of work out of nowhere. I got this little modern travel guitar. I'm gonna leave it like that so that there's, nature in the background. I'm playing through this little speaker here. I love this little thing. So yeah, it's been a month. I got laid off. The company I worked for had a big contract with the company to make Bitcoin miners. And after the Strait of Hormuz stuff, and China getting kind of screwed, they pulled out billions in investment, not just with my company. And also the price of energy and everything going up, that's what you need to make Bitcoin. So anyway, they laid off a bunch of people, and I've been, hoping for the best, obviously, and things have been going okay. I did get, approved for unemployment, thank God. I didn't mess anything like that up, because I know that there's people that collected unemployment when they shouldn't have during the pandemic, and now they probably can never collect unemployment ever again. That would be horrible to deal with. That would suck. I mean, I'm sure at the time you're like, oh yeah, whatever. I don't care, but really, it's but it hasn't been consistent really yet, because I set it up for direct deposit, and it keeps sending me checks. I mean, the checks are clearing, and I'm gonna try and get health insurance, through the state, I guess, just for a couple months to help me with my prescriptions until I can find something. But I'm lucky that I get to be, kind of okay. I mean, unemployment's not like awesome by any means, but it's something. It means I'm not freaking out. But I was freaking out. I mean, I am like it's scary. Yeah, but I've stayed sober throughout it. I mean, there were a couple times that I didn't know what I was gonna do. I mean, handling this, but I've talked about this a couple times with other people. It's funny how this situation right now, just getting laid off at the beginning of summer and just kind of having enough money to make sure you're okay and to like breathe for a second and enjoy the kids. If you add alcohol to that, that instantly turns into just a horrible situation, and like a disaster to where like I end up like the Lord knows what, addicted to what, or dead probably. And you take away alcohol, like it is right now, and it could be a life-changing ordeal to where like I've never had an opportunity like this. You know what I mean? Honestly, in my entire life, it's pretty sweet. If I do the right thing with it, though, you know what I mean? It's a cool thing if I do the right thing. And so far I have. I mean, I've just been hanging out with the kids and playing guitar, trying to get better. And that's been going pretty well. I've learned a lot about theory and like the music backbone and stuff, and learning more about, because I know the major scales. Been learning that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she is. So it's the same with all of them. Through Dan Baker, awesome musician and guitar player in Washington, Pennsylvania. So, my relationship, I think, with my higher power has definitely gotten stronger with this, and it could have gotten really strong, or it could have gotten a lot weaker. I mean, I could have said, why me, and just wallowed in it. And I mean, I'm definitely not, like, had some days where I was kind of depressed, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm sleeping at a good time. And one huge thing is trying to make up for the steps and the physical activity that I missed from that. Because I used to walk like 6 miles a day at work. Because I worked in a stockroom at a factory that made electronic components and stuff. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff with my yard, which I should probably film and make some content. I think I want to try and take a trip the end of summer, see the Pacific Ocean for the first time. My kids are doing good. I mean, my kids are happy about it. I mean, I try to communicate with them, and and they're getting older, and they know that like not having a job is a good thing. And like, it's funny, my youngest, like, she said something. It was like, oh, blah blah blah, doing this, and it's like, oh wait, no, we can't do that now because Daddy doesn't have a job. It wasn't a big deal, but it was just like hearing her say that, like hearing her. But I've relied on my people around me to like keep my head straight. I'm coming up on 2 years alcohol free, July 30th. So this is my second sober summer, and it's definitely way cooler than my first. It's definitely. I mean, this is potentially the best summer of my life. Like as a man, finding myself. It's a beautiful thing. Well, it's a beautiful thing. I know I gotta watch that because I caught myself not going to meetings. But it was, for a minute, it was just that. Well, I was having trouble keeping track of the days of the week. I would have my kids and be doing something, and then just like completely. But and that's because whenever you're doing that stuff and you're really disorganized and stuff, like that's room for mistakes. You know what I mean? Because all it takes is just one dumbass decision, at a party or just, I mean, I'm an adult. I can go, right? I could leave here and go, And I know one thing that I was just talking to my sponsor about is that I've been feeling guilty that I've been able to make such an awesome relationship with my youngest. I mean, I've been able to have a lot of quality time with her lately. And it's just been awesome. We've been having a blast. And I started feeling guilty that I wasn't able to give that kind of stuff to like my oldest whenever she was younger. Because she grew up during like a lot of like the worst years of me, doing whatever. And I feel guilty about that. But then just being able to be here now though for like these mini adult years. I don't know, like being able to be clear-minded for my almost adult daughter is awesome, and being able to be there for my young, because being sober for my youngest middle adult years isn't guaranteed by any means. There's a long way to go between now and then. And I gotta watch Carrie in that, because then that kind of stuff turns into a resentment. You know what I mean? And then a resentment turns into something stupid. I know my daughter's been mad at me for about 8 days now because I told her that she couldn't go camping at her boyfriend's house. And that was an easy no, but she hasn't been nice to me for a minute because of it. And I know that it'll blow over eventually. I'm okay with taking shit for something like that, but it still sucks. I don't know. My relationship with my sons has been pretty good though too. I'm just trying. I gotta be a good. One of the things that'll get me here too is wanting to be a good example for my sons. You know what I mean? And nobody else is gonna show my sons how to be a man like I'm going to do that. And like there's a lot of other influence and stuff in the world, but like I can't control anybody else's kids, but I can control mine. And because of that, so I need to make sure that I'm raising boys that are compassionate, that are men and are capable of taking our family forward. You know what I mean, into the future. I think it's easy to forget how important that responsibility is as a parent. That we're raising the next generation of humans. And hopefully we get to give them this. Hopefully my grandkids and my great grandkids can come to a place like this and be free. You know what I mean, and be able to not have to ask for permission to come out here and sit. I don't know. One day at a time. Like I said, I know the Serenity Prayer really. I need to maybe write down some of the other step prayers, because I know other people keep telling me that helps them a lot. But whenever I was gonna talk, just dear God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference on them. There's a long version of that which is really beautiful, actually. It's a shame we don't say the whole thing, but that would be funny. But it's a true representation what what this is about. And once I was able to lay down a lot of stuff that happened when I was younger, against the church and things, and once I was able to really just take in what the essence of what my higher power and life is, and I invited that in, that's when and I started listening. If you listen, things will come to you. It's easy to shut yourself out. You can shut yourself completely off to that though. It's interesting how you have to, but it's almost like with bad. That's the same thing with bad energy. They say in